What is going on, YouTube? We are back with another van video. Today we got the AC compressor to do. So we just got the refrigerant drained by the mechanic shop next door. Now I can start to take the actual compressor out. Obviously couldn't do that before with all the refrigerant in there. So we're gonna jump back into the van. I'm gonna start that process there. I can't remember what I had showed in the last video, but I already have the seats out. I already have the cover off to access it. So let me go out and show you what we got. So we got the new compressor here. Comes with the O-rings as well as the, you have to take this cover off and swap it over with this cover because that's where the lines go in. So I should be able to just take, no, I'll probably remove the lines because I'm gonna want to do the O-rings in here anyways. So I'll have to pull some of this wiring off, get the plug off. Then I'll have to just pop this belt off from the tensioner. And it looks like that's about it. And then I can start getting all the bolts out for the actual unit. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so we got the lines off. The belt is about to come off. Just gotta loosen this a little more. Got the plug off. We got there's two top bolts here. What I always like to do if I'm doing a new part that I haven't done before is you can look at the new one and see where the mounting bolts are. So I know this has two up top and then two down below that I'll have to get. So there'll be two down there after this, and then I should be able to just pull this whole thing out with this cover on, and then I can remove the cover and swap it over onto this one outside of the car. So let me get the belt off. Let me get those bottom two out, and I'll get this compressor out. All right, so we got the old one out. That was actually, you know, I anticipated this compressor swap being an entire video. That was one of the easiest things I've ever done. I don't know. I guess taking the seat out and doing all that stuff beforehand, which I had already done prior, so it was really easy. I mean, that takes longer than pulling the actual compressor out. But once you have access to it, that was super simple. So I'm gonna swap all this stuff over, get this one ready to go in. All right, so we had a couple pretty stuck Phillips screws, which they always strip out. So these stripped out. I ended up cutting you can cut a slit in it with I have this little cordless cut off and then get a nice flathead in there. So got those out. I got this cover off, put the new seal in there. Now I just gotta swap this over to that one. All right, so we got that swapped over. I used the old bolts. I used the old bolt that I cut, and then I used these ones instead of these. She should be ready to go. Bring this to the car, throw that in. Should be a pretty simple process to throw this all in, so I'll pick back up in there. All right, so there's two different size O-rings that came with this kit. It looks like this one on the right is the larger one, that one's the smaller one, so probably pretty hard to mess that up. I guess I'll get this in first and I'll swap the O-rings out. All right, so we got top two bolts in. The bottom has a bracket that bolts the lines to, so if you're doing this yourself, don't forget that bracket. All right, compressor's in. I just had to pull this bolt back out. There's two brackets. There's this one here that holds all the wires, and then there's the bracket down below that holds that. So this should plug right in there. This is already grounded out. There was one more wire here that will plug in. Yep, that's that. And then we just have the two AC lines there, one there. I'll do the O-ring after, and then this has this bracket around there with, if I could find the nut, there it is. This goes on there. So now it's just O-rings, bolt those back up, and we should be good to go. With I'll do the belt, crank it over, see how that is before I put the seat all in. All right, we got belt on, tensioner's tight, lines are in, new O-rings, everything's plugged in. So we are gonna try to fire this up. I still got to obviously put the seat, the e-brake back in, all the stuff like that, but I'll be able to fire it up like this and see if we are all good. It's dead. God damn it. All right, take 2. Jump packs on it. Let's fire her up. Give it a little bit. Woo! Dust. She sounds good. She sounds real good. So I'm gonna let her run for a little bit since obviously the battery was dead, but I think that's a success. Now I just gotta get this all charged up. I have a local shop near my house that I'm gonna probably do that. I hope you can hear me. I'm gonna have a local shop charge that up for me, and then hopefully we have ice cold AC after this. I'm praying to God. I haven't had AC in this since I purchased it, so fingers crossed. On a side note, this has been plugged in this whole time I've been working on this, and I'll put up on screen a screenshot of the or a screen recording of the app. I've had the fans running in here just to like get some circulation going because it was kind of hot when I started on this, and it's been plugged in the whole time. Voltage is great, so that charging system is working exactly how I expected it to. So that's awesome. And these are on full blast too. I said I didn't know if I was gonna be using these on full blast ever, but this works out really good. So I'm gonna get the seat all put back together so I can actually drive this home tonight. And then I do want to finish up the isolator and make sure all of that is all good so I can make sure this is going to be charging properly with that all plugged in so I can test it on the drive home tonight. All right, so we got the seat back in, good to go. I was about to drive this home tonight, but I remembered that I got a new phone. My old phone used the lightning cable, and this was hardwired to behind the radio. So my new phone has the USB-C and it's hardwired behind the radio. So I had to pull this whole thing off to get this in there. Yeah, basically almost done with that. I was able to not pull the whole dash off and just kind of pop it out, get this cord in, and we're good to go. And then I possibly might want to change out so my headlights. These have fogs that I tinted them yellow. See here, so that's the normal headlight, that's the fog light, and this one's been out for a while, so I've wanted to replace that. Might do it tonight, might do it tomorrow, we'll see. Won't really matter for you, but this whole grill piece has to come off, and you do have to kind of pull the headlight out to swap that out. So yeah, we'll see what we can get into tonight before I get this home. So to get this front grill off, and you got to take the side lights off first. So we got these lights here, which is 2 bolts here, those pop out, and then there's some screws behind the grill. So I'll take that light out first and then go from there. Okay, lights come out. Then we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one's broken on my grill, so I don't need to do that one, but 4 bolts to get the grill off, and then the headlight can come out. Grill's out. Next we got the headlight, 10 mil. There's a 10 mil down up under here and a 10 mil here. Get those out. This bulb swap should be pretty easy once we have that out. So let's get that going. Probably won't even have to take this out to do this. So we're just gonna set this up right here. All I need to swap out is this bulb. The main headlight bulb is in there. I don't even know how this burnt out because I just did this recently. I guess let me pull it out and see if anything looks bad. Yeah, I guess it is pretty burnt out right there. You can see it. Let me grab the new one, swap that in. Okay, I didn't realize I bought LED for this one, so I'm gonna now have to do both instead of just the one side. So hopefully this fits in there good. It looks like it should. No, so how I think this works is this is the power wire, and then I need to get the ground to possibly ground out to this bolt right here. So let me just grab a little bit of wire and see if I can just try to ground that out. All right, I'm just gonna use this temporary just so I can try it out. It wants to turn on. Yeah, so that is right. Let me get an actual terminal on there and I'll see if that works. Okay, so we got a terminal on this end. Plug into the light. And then I can take this screw out, ground this out here. Okay, let's give that a shot. Yep. I actually don't know if I like the look of it. The old one's just a little more yellow. This is the old one, that's the new one. It's really hard to see on the, unless I darken this up. There you go, now you can see. The old one's a little more yellow, but it is the halogen, so I guess having the LED will be a little better. Probably should just end up sending it with those. Also don't really want to wait for more, so we'll just go with the LED. So now I'll just put the cap back on here, cover all that up, and do the same on the other side. I'll pick back up when I'm finished. All right, back together, test them out. On with fogs, no fogs. Let me see how that looks on camera. There you go. So no fogs, or sorry, with fogs, no fogs, just running lights. Super bright. And then I got the blinkers are also LED on this. They do hyper flash, so it's the sides here and then the bottoms there. I did this full LED conversion before, as well as the taillights and interior and stuff, but yeah, that fog light has just been out for a while. I haven't gotten around to it, so hyped that's all done. One thing off the list. All right, so to finish off for tonight, I want to get this battery situated. It might be kind of tough to film. I already got the isolator in here. And then I have the extra setup. This is, oh, actually, so this is all good to go. I forgot I did this last night. This is all good to go. I just have to button up that stuff there. So let me open that up, plug that in. I think I have to ground the battery out and then that should be good. All right, while I have this open, I figured I'd run down the whole electric system because I didn't in the last episode, but we basically got all the accessories hooked up to here. Now this is, if you don't know what this is, it's an aux beam system. That's what this switch panel is. So this is like button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all those correspond to these. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whatever you have hooked up on here, number 1 button will turn that on and off and so on and so forth. So this gets power, ground. It's supposed to use an ignition source here, but that's what I have that on. That's a kill switch, so I can turn it on obviously with the van off. And then this is the wire that goes to the controller. If the, you know, whatever fuse blows, the little light indicator shows up to show that it's blown, which is really cool. And then it has just this nice little cover for it. Everything else, it's kind of a mess down here, but it works. You know, the ground bus bar, I do just have to hook up, there it is right there, that to the ground on the chassis, and then this comes from the battery up front there. So I got to hook that up there, put a terminal on this, and then everything should be basically good to go. Hopefully can drive it home tonight and test that, you know, both of these are getting charged. I do need to buy a voltage meter to put on this box that I was talking about, so it'll have 5 things on that box, because I'd like to be able to monitor this voltage without having the without having it plugged in, because you have to have the charger plugged in to see the voltage on the app, unfortunately. So yeah, might get a voltage meter for that there. Other than that, this should be fairly straightforward, and then I can get out of here for the night. So I guess I'll pick back up when I am leaving if this all goes smooth. I haven't driven her in a few weeks, so I'm super excited to drive this home. turn some of the lights on here. Might be a little shaky, but so far so good on our first maiden voyage with everything in the back. My main concern right now is when I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but I put everything in with the van kind of at a little bit of an angle. So I'm worried that the chassis is going to shift a little bit, and then the tolerances will be a little too tight on some stuff. So this will be a good drive, get home, flat ground, double check everything there. I also want to, you know, maybe see the dog's reaction. If you didn't know, I have 2 dogs. We have a golden retriever and we have a husky, which we plan to take on the road with us when we go camping in this. So I want to get their reaction, see what they think, see if they'll hop in it, see if they'll actually get up onto the bed. I'm assuming they both will, but we can find that out when we get home. Just got home. First test right off the bat. We're looking good. So that drawer's all good. All good. I was a little worried about this one because these hinges are kind of shitty and they wobble a little bit. So I wasn't sure if it was gonna affect that, but seems good. Nothing even moved around while I was driving. That's beautiful. Let's go get the dogs, see what they think. Go ahead, go. Go ahead, go in. Go ahead, Cora. Go ahead, go. Get up on the bed. Come on, get up. Yes. Look at that. That one's not amused. What do you think, Cora? I think she's a little confused. What do you think? What do you think, Willow? Go ahead, get up in there. Let's open the back. What is this? I think she likes it. Give me a paw. Give me a paw. Give me a paw. Good girl. I think they like it. So I think with that, this is a good way and spot to end out this video with Cora. I think we made great progress with getting this home and driving again. And then tomorrow morning, hopefully get my AC fixed. So yeah, we will pick back up in the next video. I really appreciate you watching, if you made it to the end of this video. And yeah, I can't wait to film more stuff. I do still have a ton more to do with like the staining of all the wood, and yeah, bunch more to do. So stay tuned. I'm really excited. And this makes me happy that they like it. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.